Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my labour and delivery story. So I've had quite a few people ask me to do this, so I thought I would finally, now that I have the time. I have written down how it all went, because if you didn't know, I was induced for reduced movements. If you do enjoy this video, subscribe. So I went in on the 14th of June at 8:30, and so they just signed. I just had to wait, and at 9:30 they then put the pessary in, which is just like a hormone tampon type thing. The contractions really started quite soon after. Like, I was expecting it to take till the next morning, but no, they started about 20-25 minutes later. And at first they weren't really painful, and I couldn't actually tell, because me and my boyfriend went to the hospital cafe, which was in like the main building, and walking there I was able to walk there, but walking back, my back, just from the contractions, because they had gotten so much stronger from actually walking there. I literally had to sit down on the way back. But yeah, they started about 20-25 minutes after it was actually inserted, which was really quick, which was really weird. So then I had contractions all day at around 7 to 6 minutes apart, which I wasn't like worried about, obviously, and neither was they. Like, they kept doing cervix checks and all them things to make sure that I wasn't like in labour or whatever. Like, they were 7 minutes apart until like 7:30 in the evening, before, literally like a couple, like 20 minutes before my boyfriend had to actually go because visiting time was over. And yeah, I then had a sweep, and I was then 2 centimetres dilated. I started off 0 centimetres dilated, so going to 2 centimetres within the day was just ugh. So then they moved me down to labour ward because my contractions were really close together then. So they moved me down to labour ward really quick, and I don't really remember everything, so I've actually got my boyfriend to send me because I was so tired from all the like contractions and the pain of the day. So, but my boyfriend said they took me down to labour ward at 8:30 in the afternoon, and my waters were broke by the midwives at 9, and it was like a really weird feeling. It took them about 3 tries to actually break my waters as well, which was very painful because it took them so many times. Like, the first time it didn't hurt at all, and then the second time it did, and the third time it didn't. It finally broke them, but it was the weirdest feeling ever. And then by 10 PM at night I had 12 hours of contractions, and I did not enjoy that. So at 12 PM at night I had the epidural at midnight, my first epidural, and I'll get on to why it's my first epidural. But yeah, I had my first epidural at midnight, around about then, and they had put it in, blah blah blah. I was petrified, like did not want it at all. I didn't want it, and then I gave in because it was just so painful, and so I got it. And after about half an hour after a couple of hours of having it, I started to feel the contractions, but by then I was like 8 centimetres dilated, so it was agony. And so what had happened is my epidural had fell out, and they had to literally redo it again, so that was not nice, and I really did not like that. But I went through it again, and this time it worked, but like I could still feel things when I had the epidural. It was weird, like I wasn't fully numb. It's like I could still feel the pain a bit, and I could still feel the pushing, so I think I didn't have enough dose or whatever it is that they do with it. And then by 4 AM I was 10 centimetres dilated, and yeah, so I started pushing, and I pushed for about 45 minutes. They were giving me one last chance to actually get him out, and I did, thank God. But yeah, so I finally got him out at 4:45 AM, and he was just perfect. He weighed 7 pounds 12 ounces, and yeah, and it was just amazing, and it was so worth all that pain with the contractions. Like, the pushing was okay and all that, it was the contractions that got me. Like, the contractions were awful. So I also like I did use the TENS machine, and it worked when I was like barely dilated, but as it was getting more painful and painful, I kept having to like turn it up, and I just couldn't feel it anymore, so I did stop using the TENS machine. I used the ball, and the ball really helped. My mum gave me advice of like constantly just walk around, and that's what I did, and I think that's what helped me dilate so quickly. So I am glad that I did all that walking and bouncing and just all that stuff. Oh, I had gas in there as well. That actually didn't end up making me be sick, because I was having to use it so much because my contractions were so close so early. I recommend gas now, 100%. 100%. But yeah, that is basically my labour story, or what I can remember of it, and what my boyfriend has told me. So I'm probably forgetting a few parts, but this is what my boyfriend has reminded me of. So if you did enjoy the video and want to see more with me and Theo, and possibly some videos with my boyfriend, let me know. And yeah, if you did enjoy the video, subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!